bitch, Trip City bitch. Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch. Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch. Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch. Yeah. Trip City bitch, yeah, I'm coming on the clip. Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch. Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch. Trip City bitch, Trip City bitch. Alright.
Now it's a party.
Now we're back. So TSA, yeah, I agree. That's all you're not. Have you ever snuck like a pen?
I have gotten weed through going from legal state to legal state. Mm-hmm. That was like my test piece to see like what you can get through the TSA. Yeah. What I'll say is never put anything in your check bag. If you put something in your check bag and they catch it, that's your whole bag. Gone. Confiscated. Oh, like, they are not fucking around. And, like, they search just about any bag that looks different than a luggage bag.
Gotta be a carry-on.
Put it in a carry-on. Backpack. Like, what I did with the bud was, like, I had, like, a ski mask. Just, like, one of those tube ones. And, I just rolled the bud up in that. No bag, no nothing. Just rolled it up in that. Sprayed the outside of it with some blunt spray. Tucked it into the bottom of my bag, and like I said, plant material doesn't show up on the scanners. They're looking for bombs, they're looking for threats, they're looking for guns, things of that nature. Like, on rare instances, they'll be looking for like fat stacks of cash. If you got like a shitload of money that you're just trying to like bring on your fucking carry-on with you, they're gonna be like, where are you going? Yeah. What are you up to? Like, but they really don't care about drugs. It's like, if they find it, you're gonna have an issue. And what I was telling somebody the other day is like, if you're going from a legal state to an illegal state, they have drug dogs in the airport sometimes, and they'll have the drug dogs go around and sniff people. If they sniff you and you get like hit on and they see that you have something on you, just like let them search your bag. Be like, no, dude, I swear I took everything out. Like, I took everything out. I promise. If there's something in there, I don't know about it. And they'll let you throw it in what they call an amnesty box. You're never gonna see that again. You're never gonna get that weed back. But like, for whatever, I don't know why they call it an amnesty box. It sounds like something that you would be able to like go back.
Because it's romantic.
Right.
Notorious romantic.
The fucking cops at the airport, the security guards are just getting to go through the amnesty box at the end of the day and get high as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Is what's going on. But like, if you are able to get onto a plane and you are going to an illegal state, the concern doesn't end at the airport, in my opinion. If you get on the plane and you've got a bitchy stewardess, or you've got an air marshal on the plane with you, which happens a lot. Air marshals fly pretty regularly. It's their job. And they smell weed and they can pinpoint you. Or even if they can't pinpoint you, they might be like, hey, radio down to the airport that we're going to be landing at. Tell them to have authorities at the gate for me. And I haven't seen it happen, but it definitely could.
Rough them up a bit.
If you're trying to bring like pounds through the fucking airport, that's when you're going to have an issue. If you're just trying to bring like a quarter, I don't think you're really going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
But if you're going from like here to Colorado, here to Michigan, I wouldn't fly with weed, because you're going to a place where it's going to be way fucking better anyway.
Way better.
If I was going outer space, I'd definitely need a stash though.
I mean, I feel like I think it was like that Photoshop photo of the astronaut smoking on blunt, but I feel like they gotta be.
Edibles or something.
They gotta be doing something up there. Yeah. Like, you think I'm gonna be on the outer edges of Earth and not take some mushrooms?
That's fair.
Like, what?
That is fair.
Just looking at Earth.
I want to take this space dust in space with the dust and just look out and be like, what the fuck? And just have everything like.
Is that what it sounds like?
That's like DMT.
Yeah.
But
find some fucking DMT.
People have been like, don't we all? But it's like, people will say it's flat or it's round. It's obelisk. It's fucking oval.
It's a donut.
Yeah, it is literally a banana.
It's a donut. It's a banana. It's whatever you want it to be. Honestly, like, I've met so many people.
I want it to be star-shaped.
Not like so many, but I've met quite a few people that like legitimately believe we live in a dome over the last couple months. It's concerning.
Yeah. That's
I, there's nothing you can say.
It's a simple way of living.
I mean, yeah, like, I'm not trying to argue on that point. Like, they're like, it's the Arboretum or whatever the fuck, not the Arboretum, God damn it. I can't remember what they call it. But they call it some weird shit. It's some, like, fundamentalist Christian thing that they believe that we're just, like, a little, like, snow globe, basically. Like, whole world
Like in
is...
Krampus's
The whole world is that fucking Simpsons movie where the dome cut place.
all over Springfield.
This shit's nuts, dude. I can't fathom how somebody would come to that point without, like, significant drug use. And the people I've met seem pretty sober.
And that's the thing, DMT can be a good thing, or it can be a bad thing.
It can be a bad thing. It can be a bad thing.
I
So
think-
can mushrooms.
With those people, they really are just like, they're like, where's the proof? I haven't seen it with my own eyes. And these people are telling me. I don't believe them.
That's when you just have to out conspiracy the conspiracy theorist. Like,
mental checker.
Just fall down the rabbit hole.
like, I think we live in a dome. You have to be like, you think we're real?
We're in the Matrix. Yeah.
You stupid bitch. We're not real.
We don't
what
even
are you talking
exist.
about? Get it together.
This is a dream.
That's the only way to, like, argue that kind of shit, though. Like, if you're not gonna do that, you might as well just be like, yeah,
Rile them up.
sure.
Rile them up.
Yeah, just let them keep going, like, because, like, that's the whole thing about freedom of speech, like, letting people fly Confederate flags on the back of their trucks, letting people go on about the dome, let people do whatever the fuck they want. At least we know. At least when they're vocal, we know.
That's true.
I'm not saying that, like, we should support people who fly Confederate flags on the backs of their trucks, but, like,
But
at
they're
least
out with
we
it.
know.
Yeah. It's kind of like when the Nazis put masks on. You're like, pussy.
Yeah, exactly. At least with Kanye, he was like, I'm putting it on a t-shirt. No mask, no nothing. I'm fucking about it. Okay.
All right.
I don't agree with you, but at least you're standing on principle.
Exactly.
Up about it.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking lying to you.
Oh my god. Ridiculous.
Speaking of, Elon has another supposed alleged white supremacist.
Oh, really? Like, I thought he was out.
I
thought
don't.
he was
I
done.
don't know. But what do you think's about Elon and going to Mars specifically?
Dude, if he would have stayed out of government, I think everybody would have kept supporting him going to Mars.
That's true.
I really think that because, like, before, like, pre 2019, everybody was like, "Fuck yeah, occupy Mars!"
Love
And then he was like, "I think that we should buy Twitter and get involved in the government." And it's like, wait a minute, we thought we were just going to Mars.
I thought this was about electric vehicles.
Right, like, and the electric vehicles have just turned out to be complete shit.
Yeah, they
Like,
have started failing. a lot.
They started failing a lot. The batteries are done within like 10 years, and you have to replace 2 to 3 of those batteries, and there's no good way to recycle them. Same thing with solar panels. There's no good way to recycle a solar panel. I think that solar panels are a great way to harness energy, but we've got to find a way to fucking break those things down because they're just ending up in fucking landfills. Like, we're not solving any kind of a problem there. We're just generating a new one.
And it's crazy, every attempt, even on a personal level, that you try to make a jump towards sustainability, it's like, oh my god, it'll be undone by China in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's like, I don't know, blaming the common consumer for the problems that we have with the environment and with anything for that fucking matter is outrageous. And it's not us. Like, I didn't cause the garbage patch in the Pacific Ocean. I didn't. I'm 26, man. There's no way I caused that.
That's been going for
Like, that's been going for a long fucking time. It's
Yeah.
commercial fishing. It's commercial drilling whenever it comes to, like, offshore drilling. It's all the industry. And granted, the common consumer does benefit off of said industry, but I didn't set up the industry like that. I'm not sitting here saying that we should continue to allow it to perpetuate and do the same thing that we've allowed it to do for generations at this point, but I'm not going to sit here and take the fucking blame for it either and be like, well, I've got to stop using single-use plastic. No, dude,
Stop.
y'all got to make the fucking drinking water clean. How about
Jesus.
that?
There's plastic
Tell
in the
Britain,
drinking water.
tell Britain to stop selling a filter that does anything to make it taste good. Because that's all the Brita filter does. Y'all know that, right?
It makes it taste
It just makes it taste good.
Damn it, we
That's
had a
all
Brita
it does.
We did have a Brita filter. We had it.
If
Well,
you-
it was
if
like
you
an
want-
off-brand.
If you want a water filter, the Life Water pitcher filter actually does filter all the pathogens and nonsense and bullshit out of it. It only holds 10 liters, so that's the bad selling point against Brita, because Brita holds like a fucking gallon almost
Yeah.
in those things. But hello.
Oh yes, sir. She invades your personal
Oh, that's
space.
fine. I want my personal space invaded.
Look at that cookie made a friend.
Hello. But no, like the live water filters are definitely the way to go with it.
Nice.
They with the pitchers, they don't make it taste like you're drinking through a fucking water filter. Because like with a Life Straw or with like those, I have one. I can't remember the brand of it, but they just make it taste kind of funky. But the like actual pitcher version of it is pretty good.
Nice. I was thinking about what you mentioned about like them blaming the consumer. I think something I always think about is like how we kind of have gotten to this point in society where we're kind of almost like enslaved by them. In this way of like, you know, cars, you have to have a car because your job is like 20 minutes away by car. It take hours to walk to. And like, you know, we can't grow our own stuff because they got the box, like we live in just like sectionals.
Yeah, and then you'll have people on fucking Instagram coming out with fucking videos about how, oh, you can grow so much on this 2.5-inch piece of shelf space if you just own a 3D printer and make these special little containers to grow mint and fucking oregano and lettuce and all these other things. And it's like,
I don't have a fucking 3D printer. What the hell?
That's something I definitely want to learn is farming, because I feel like that kind
I
of
definitely want 3D print.
helps your footprint. I feel like, you know, just growing your own food, having your own animals.
it's important. Like,
Because-
but who the fuck can afford a piece of property to even begin?
Yeah, the property is fucked.
Dude.
And all these billionaires, that's the one thing, you know, people talk about billionaires all the time, but like when they buy up property, that's like, damn.
Well, dude, like, you cannot buy the same pieces of property that existed 60 years ago. And here's why. A 100-acre piece of property 60 years ago was 100 acres owned by one family. That one family sold to XYZ Corporation, most likely somebody like BlackRock, or a subsidiary of, or an early version of a company like that, back in like the 70s, the 80s. They sold that 100 acres. That company took that 100 acres, parceled it out. You've got 20 acres, 20 acres, 20 acres, 20 acres, 20 acres. And then they can sell that property that they paid. Let's say they paid $5.6 million for a 100-acre piece of property back in 1972. They can take that property, parcel it into the 20 acres, sell them each for like $2.5 million, and almost double their fucking money immediately without doing anything besides redrawing some fucking property lines and putting up a couple posts. And then
It's
the same thing
interesting.
happens again. They take that 20 acres, that family owns it for 20, 30 years, they sell it, they parcel it out into 5 acres. And the cycle continues.
Now we're at half acre.
But they're making money, they're profiting.
Oh, they're
off
making
of it.
money fucking hand over fist. Every single time.
You ready for AI to take over?
No.
People are worried about immigrants, but what about AI?
No one's talking
Dude,
about
I'll
that.
take 1 million immigrants over fucking
AI. Me too. Yeah, I would.
Because at this point, I don't want AI government. I don't want AI trucks.
Oh, you
I
don't want an AI
art.
judge?
I don't want AI judges. I don't want AI anything, bro. Kill it with fire. Unplug that shit. We are generating a fucking god beyond our grasps of comprehension.
Yep.
And
Singularity.
we're gonna fuck ourselves.
We're gonna fuck ourselves terribly.
Sure are.
All they're gonna do is like, it's just gonna go to shit and they'll be like, damn it, why didn't anyone say anything? It's like, babe, we said
had
it
this-
the whole time, but you said, fuck that, I wanna make
Even
money.
people like Elon Musk warned us about it before he started getting so much hate from everybody. And I'm not fucking Musk trained by any fucking means.
Yeah.
But like, he is a decently intelligent guy for a lot of different things. He also, caveat, has a shitload of smart people around him that are probably smarter than him that help him to be the person that he is. But that ties into what we were talking about before we started the podcast. We are all a conglomeration of each of the individuals that we have met, which is what makes individuality pointless.
And no one's ever gone because their memory is with you and all the mannerisms and everything, how you hold yourself.
Exactly.
You like anime? You look like it, dude. That's my dad.
Not like a.
I'm not like.
Not like this. I enjoy it.
I tried to get into anime whenever I was a kid because my cousin liked that show Bleach, right?
Yeah.
I got into Bleach. I get into middle school. I talk about Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
All the anime kids are like, that show fucking sucks. Am I the outcast of the fucking outcasts right now? What the fuck is going on?
They're bullying me right now.
You're bullying me right now, bitch.
Well, I don't get it anywhere.
Did they say what shows they watched? Like, damn.
I don't remember, because at that point I was like, you know what? Fuck all of it. You guys all suck. Fucking run down the hallway, whatever stupid ass way you want to. I'm fucking sick of all of you. I might sit with you at lunch, but that's because I have nobody else to sit with and I'm gonna keep my headphones in. Leave me the fuck alone.
I'm stimming.
Don't talk to me.
Fucking.
I was definitely that kid in high school. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to
Any desire to go to Japan?
Yes, I want to snowboard in Japan. They've got some of the deepest fucking powder that you have ever seen in your life on the north side of Japan.
me.
Yeah.
Did you? Are you a snowboarder?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Nice.
Part of the reason I moved to Colorado.
Badass.
I didn't really snowboard before I moved out there. But after moving out there, it was like I want nothing more than to be on a fucking snowboard every day of my life. But it's expensive as
Well,
shit.
Let me ask you this: do you skateboard?
So.
What's the difference? What would you say is like the difference?
There's. It's really just like the. How would I put this? There's a lot of similarities, but with a snowboard, it's all about like edge control. Like you're obviously not on four wheels. When you're riding on one side of the board or the other. You're never supposed to be flat on the board, and that will fuck with you for a little bit.
Like perched up.
Yeah, so you're like, you hear people talk about like toe edge and heel edge.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to be on one or the other. Like riding flat will just generate chatter and it fucks you up.
Yeah.
The easiest way that like I was able to learn and the way that I've been able to describe it to other people, I'm good on that, honestly. But you know, like a power slide on a skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially the stance you want to take whenever you're first learning. Is like you want to heel slide out. You want to toe slide back the other way because that's how you're gonna learn to get your brakes. That's what your brakes are. Is like that coming to a fucking slide. You dig in and it brings you to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also not even the best snowboarder out of my fucking friend group by any fucking means. I've got a buddy Sam who is just fucking ridiculous, and you and him remind me of each other in like in odd ways, like just the way y'all speak, the way you carry yourselves, like and in good ways, like not bad things at all, like all good things, and it's just funny the way you meet people that like remind you of others. Or
I said that to you about this
Yeah.
my friend named Jimmy.
Yeah. And we all have some kind of like, I think Dante was talking about it last week, we all have a doppelganger out there, and even if we don't have a doppelganger, which we definitely all do somewhere, we have somebody that looks exactly like us, and we'll probably never run into them.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part.
Super creepy.
There is somebody out there that looks exactly like you.
You're walking around with my face.
Like, and that's why like people have the phrase of like, oh, I just have one of those faces. And I've actually had to start telling that to people because I look like I'm an interesting guy. I'm not. I'm not at all. But like people want to think it a lot. And they're like, oh, I've met you before. And I'm like,
You don't think that hat says I'm an interesting guy?
I mean, it might say that I want to be an interesting guy, but I'm fucking what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm a try hard.
Well,
That's the easiest. I'm over analyzing everything, and I'm like, how do I make people think that I'm not a fucking shitbag? And I'm making some people think that I'm not. Other people are like, no, he's homeless.
nah, he's homeless. I don't believe him. Detain him. Citizens.
It's kind of nice though to keep people on your toes a little
Yeah,
bit.
dude.
They don't know what to expect.
You have to.
Yeah,
One of my
like,
bosses, whenever I used to climb cell phone towers, told me,
Shit.
and he used to hate me. Like
That's so
when I first started, because I got hired with this guy named Khalil. Khalil sucked. And like I'm not sitting here saying that like you should fucking overachieve. That's the thing I was trying to think of a second ago. Overachieve. I'm overachieving with this hat. It just came to me naturally because of Khalil, because he never overachieved. He never achieved. But I'm not sitting here saying that you should like go out of your way to like do everything for a company that you work for, especially when they're underpaying you. But like, do your fucking job.
Yeah.
At least like make it to where like your coworkers aren't having a harder day because of you. Like at the very least, that's what you can do at your job. Make it to where your coworkers aren't having a harder day because of you.
Yeah, because you're in the shit with them.
Right. Like, and there's no sense in making the shit harder. Khalil loved making the shit harder. And I got hired on the same day as him. So my supervisor hated me. He was like, this is just fucking Khalil's buddy.
Best friend.
How is that even fair?
It's not.
We're learning together.
I'm not saying that Dan is a good guy. Dan didn't like me at first. But we ended up on a job site together one time, and we had this big fucking hole in the ground that had gotten dug out by one of those like augers that's on the back of a fucking truck. Like 20 foot wide, 30 foot down, like big circle hole that we're gonna put a bunch of fucking concrete in and stack a tower on in the next couple of weeks. And I'm standing by the hole alongside another guy named Jared, which was funny because I worked with another guy named Jared. Luckily, my last name is Speed, and I was Speed, he was Jared. It all worked out. But I'm standing next to Jared.
Your last name's Speed.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. That's not a stage name.
That's dope.
Oh.
Yeah. That's actual last name. I'm probably not going to use it tomorrow because there's an open mic in Anderson, and I don't need any ghosts from the past popping in on me.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm like, Speed, I know that name.
Yeah, I don't need that. I already work enough around Anderson and have to make sure I'm not running into people, but no, Dan, like I was standing right by the hole with Jared and a couple of the other coworkers that I had, and Dan just comes walking up to me and he's like, what the fuck, Speed? Why are you standing here without a fucking harness on? Yada yada yada. Jared's standing here without a harness on. Paul's standing there without a harness on. He walked up to me without a harness on, closer to the hole than I am.
Wait.
And I just looked at him. And I looked at Jared, I looked at Paul, I looked at the hole, I looked at him, I looked at the hole, and I looked at him. I was like, what the fuck are you on about, Dan? Like, do you just have a vendetta against me? Like, because, dude, me and him have been arguing back and forth for, like, weeks and months at this point. We just didn't like each other. And it just finally came to this fucking head right at that moment. I was like, what the fuck is your problem?
That can be Khalil's, yeah.
But, like, Khalil had been fired. So I think he was, like, trying to find reasons to fire me, but he realized, like, in that moment, like, not directly right then and there, but, like, through me telling him, like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, this is bullshit. You're sitting here telling me to do something that nobody else, including yourself, is doing. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not going to sit here and fall in the fucking hole. I know how to walk. I've walked for about 20 years at this point. Like, I think I've got it. I also didn't drink last night like a fucking fish like you did, Dan. I don't have the shakes by 2 p.m., you motherfucker.
Damn it.
Wake up, Dad!
Dan was also in his late 30s. I'm not saying that it's okay to be an alcoholic in your early 20s, but if you figure it out by the time you're 30 and stop that shit and get on not necessarily a straight narrow, dude, do something. I've got a buddy that's about to go to fucking rehab in a couple weeks. No bullshit.
When's the mixtape?
But me and Dan argue. We fucking are at each other's throats, and like we don't get along for the rest of the day. I got sent to do some fucking grunt work, and then like after that, I got brought on a helicopter job.
Oh shit.
By Dan. And me and Dan like started talking like during that job, and we never talked about that moment because he's a pussy. And I was 21 and he's in his 30s, so and he's my supervisor. I'm not going to be the one to bring up the interaction that we had. It's not my place. It's his place as a supervisor to come to me and be like, hey, I see where I was in the wrong, but we can also see where you were in the wrong, and we can see where everybody was in the wrong, and moving forward, we're going to operate differently, and anybody who's within 10 feet of said hole or said obstacle, said ledge, if we're working on a roof, has to be tied off. Absolutely 100% of the time, no questions asked.
Yeah.
But that's not how we handle it. We move forward as young, dumb men with half of us being alcoholics, half of us being stoners, and all of us doing some combination of it at one time or another.
Yeah.
But we just started talking while we're on the job site, and like he was asking about like what we had done in the week prior, and like I'd fucking rattle off what we had done. I was like, we did this, we did that. On Tuesday we did this, we did that on Wednesday, such and such, and blah blah blah. Like, rattled off everything that we had done. And he was like, "The fuck, Speedo? Like, for a stoner, you got some pretty organized thoughts." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm not an idiot. Like, I might look like this, but I'm not a fucking moron." Like,
Who says that? Like,
Dan says that, and I love him. I do. Like,
You love him like a brother.
yeah, like if I saw Dan today, I'd give him the biggest fucking hug.
Oh my god,
Like,
Dan.
Kiss
no
him on the
bullshit.
cheek. Yeah.
He bought me my last dinner whenever I fucking quit that place. Like the way I quit that place was pretty iconic. I came in one day and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks today, and I'm gonna work the rest of this helicopter job that we're doing through the end of October, and on our final date that we're scheduled to be done with that job, that's my last day, and I'll come back and I'll be done, and we can go our separate ways from everybody. And to my fucking shock, they let me do that. I'm like, yo, okay, cool. I can do whatever the fuck I want. They were also underpaying me like a motherfucker. We paid $17 an hour to climb towers all the way up to upwards of, I've been at 1,200 feet off of the ground.
Really?
By my own fucking 2 arms and legs getting up the fucking tower. I was also carrying a fucking 35-pound light off of my ass the whole way. And the harness that we had to wear is 40 pounds before you put any tools in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like rock climbing, basically.
Yeah.
With weights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I never saw it, but apparently like, I'm a fucking tiny guy. Tiny little guy. Like I said, I weighed 140 pounds since
Like
10th
the
fucking
wind hits
grade.
you wrong and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but like apparently like I never saw it, but like my sister one day was like, "Are your fucking arms getting bigger?" I was like, "Nope. They aren't. They might look like it, but they're not. And if they were, they went back. They're back to normal.
They
Don't
shrunk the
worry."
next day.
I'm just holding on to. I don't know if that's yours or mine.
Word.
Yeah, God knows.
But to finish this out, what do you think happens when you die?
I have this theory. I think we're in a cycle, and not in a resurrection, or not in a not resurrection. Not in like the Buddhist reincarnation kind of a way. But I think you've been here before, Jack. As Jack. What's your name again? I'm so sorry.
I'm Paris.
Paris. I think you've been here before, Paris. I think we all three have sat here on this couch before, even though this is my first time here. I was here last time.
Sure.
So I think whenever you die, you're born again. You're Jack again.
Yeah,
I'm Jared again.
Just doing it
You're
over and
Paris
over.
again. And it just happens again. And there's no breaking the cycle. It's not learning a lesson to break into a new plane of existence. No, this is where we're at, man. And that's why you get deja vu. Because we've all been here before. We all have the same experiences every single time. And why is that the case? Or why do I think that's the case? I have no logical explanation for it. But like, I've had too many fucking odd feelings that that's the fucking case.
No, yeah, it
Because, like,
sure does hit.
Meeting people that you feel like you've met before. How do you explain that?
Or situations, yeah, and I get the deja vu thing too.
Yeah,
just
like,
a
dude, deja
perpetual-
vu
It's like a
happens-
cycle.
Deja vu happens in the weirdest moments. You'll be sitting at a fucking red light that you've sat at 1,000 times before. And it's just that moment, that day, that song that's playing, the wind blowing in the right direction, the cars passing you on this side, the cars passing you on that side, the way the sun's positioned against the clouds feels exact like you felt it before.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, deja vu isn't that I feel like I've sat here and talked to you on this couch before, man. No, like, it's those little tiny moments, I think. And that's all my deja vu has been, is like just those weird little 5 to 10 second blips where it's like, I've definitely done this before. Like, there's no reason for this to feel like, oh, I've done this before. Like, obviously I have, but like, it's something about this time. This time. I don't know.
Maybe a different, no.
I'm a hippy dippy motherfucker, bro. Like,
I know,
I
it
came up
makes
with the
sense.
cycle theory on mushrooms.
I feel like there's a lot of different
I
things you could go with it. I mean,
I came up with the cycle theory on mushrooms, and I freaked out the chick who was tripping with. Because at first she was like, "Oh, you're talking about like reincarnation," and I was like, "No, you don't get it."
You don't fucking get it. You grabbed her by the face and like,
I was like, "No, you don't fucking
You're
get
not
it."
getting it.
And then I explained it to her again, and she was like, "What?" And she started crying. She ended up in the mental hospital. Like,
What?
Yeah. I mean, there was a million other reasons she ended up in the mental hospital.
But that did.
It is a true story.
Well, this has been Jared. And we got somewhere to go.
Yeah, we got places to be, people to see.